Hi, my name is Christine Chuang here. I have graduated from the Bachelor of Science for Cybersecurity program in 2020. So when I started in Southern New Hampshire University, I was fresh off a biology degree. So I wasn't too sure what to do with what I have here. So I pivoted over to cybersecurity mostly because of little happenings within my life that happens to be really relevant to it. So I figured to try my hand at it. And plus, I happen to have a thing for computers at the time here. So during my time over there, I've taken some smaller jobs here, such as a contract processor, as well as a TSA officer, part-time on the side here. And after completion of Southern New Hampshire University, I've completed 2 CompTIA certs, Security Plus and Network Plus. And I was lucky enough to be reached out by a recruiter from a company in Texas, which led me to my first cybersecurity analyst career. And after working 2 years over there, I got reached out to another recruiter again, which led me to my application security analyst position today. Expanding upon further here, I had misgivings about continuing to onboard, or at least continuing pursuing the medical field. So I was given the idea that, at least when growing up, that so long as there are people, medicine is needed. So turning that around here, I had the idea of so long as there are computers, cybersecurity is needed. So it gives off the idea of some amount of job security. And I also want to just try my hand at it because there's a lot of research and problem solving within that field as well, and it turned out to be right. So weirdly enough, within the professional space, CompTIA has not been considered the most rigorous of certifications, but weirdly enough, it has become most likely some of my more useful certifications, at least getting my foot within the door. Especially within the beginning of my career, that I had nothing but CompTIA certifications, and yet for some reason it has become at least the beginning talking points for recruiters as well as team members to come reach out to me to begin even the interview process. Weirdly enough here. Outside of that, of course, the technical skills that are required here, it really does depend on the field that is being pursued, because there is a vast number of skills that you can go through. You can literally burn the ocean if you want to and still not be enough. So, but even then, I would say that so long as those skills are hands-on and you are able to, I guess, explain your thought process from beginning to end, that usually becomes a very valuable skill in itself here. And outside of that here, even with being very technical, I do still find the most valuable skills generally are just simply curiosity, a passion for research, and having very, very well research skills, and persistence. They can definitely translate to most other skills. In my current positions, it comes down to a lot of tickets right now. Most people can see that in a lot of in a lot of STEM fields, tickets are your bread and butter here. In my case here, I have gone from creating as well as addressing tickets. In my current role, my job is to create tickets, in which case finding problems within an application and have developers fix them. Sometimes it comes the other way around, such as we have a tool that may be something that people may want to use. However, we want to know if it is safe enough to use. So we also have that idea as well. We also bother developers a lot recently with a shift left mentality. So thanks to that, we have a close relationship with them to, I guess, address vulnerabilities much earlier within the development process, rather than having to address them post deployment. If we're looking at it from the web application situation, then by far especially when it comes to the OWASP top 10, that would be by far the broken access controls. If you'd be surprised on how much you would come across simply just from that type of application, whether it may be navigating to a site that or a part of the site that you're not supposed to, and yet you're not given that check to say you're not allowed to go there, or in the sense of, say, being able to do something that you're not allowed to. You'll be surprised on how much you can get away with simply just broken access controls. In which case here, most of that time comes from just talking to the developers during the design phase, or even just talking to them even while they are making that part of the application or project here. And usually most of those issues can get taken care of here. Otherwise, if we're talking about general threats, I would say that most commonly or upcoming would most likely be, I guess, coming from the tools that a user would normally take for granted, such as Notepad and IDEs. It comes from the implementation of AI tools that would be integrated into those small utilities here. But if they don't end up having a check, we may end up having some issues going forward. So having to keep an eye out for that, as well as looking into them on the news and blogs and seeing what sort of fixes that are available can definitely help stay ahead of those threats. I would say cybersecurity is as vast as the ocean, but it almost feels as you're only looking at a puddle right now. Some of your students may be having that idea right now and you're not too sure where to start. In which case, sometimes starting the most conventional manner may not be your best way forward, and vice versa. Sometimes it's just a matter of finding out what you're looking for. Some people would like to focus on certifications. Some people like to focus on simply technical skills. Some people may want to look at experience, and some people may prefer to do content creation in order to get their name out there. And some people may just want to be very popular on LinkedIn. And not every single goal or not every single method doesn't have to be the most correct one. I find that a combination of those, so long as it is something that the students themselves are able to take on and put the odds within their favor, I think that would probably be steps forward.